the summer of 1975, PhDs that graduated from Stanford performed an experiment where teens and preteens spent the summer at a camp. They spent the day doing fun activities and slept at night while scientists monitored their brainwaves. By doing this, they could see the child's biological clock and how much sleep children needed at different ages. Having expected older teens to need less sleep, they were surprised to find that a teen's sleep needs did not decrease as they got older. They found that roughly 9 hours of sleep was required to properly function throughout the day. The only change was the shift in the biological clock. If teens don't get the 9 hours of sleep they need, they become sleep deprived. There are many effects of sleep deprivation, such as increased depression, frustration, anger, and hunger. What's the main cause for loss of sleep in teens? Well, when you look at it, it's how early teens are forced to get up for school. Even though the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends that high schools start no earlier than 8:30 a.m., Perry High School in Massillon, Ohio still starts at 7:20 a.m. The logical solution to getting high schoolers their 9 hours of sleep is to switch high school and elementary school start times. This solution doesn't add any costs, it has minimal effect on families, and it meets the goal of allowing teens more sleep. Children are able to go to bed earlier because they aren't burdened with so many extracurriculars and hours of homework. Since children get an ample amount of sleep, they are more attentive than teens in the morning. This would mean that early morning learning is put to better use in elementary schools rather than in high schools. There are many counter-arguments that can arise from this idea of high school and elementary schools switching start times. Principals, school officials, and parents will have many questions about starting school at a different time than normal. Amy Morin, a licensed clinical social worker, psychotherapist, and college psychology instructor, presents some issues that may stir up concerns, such as transportation, after-school childcare, teens coming home later, and teens staying up even later. Transportation can run as normal because simply switching school times will not affect busing. Buses will just do their elementary school routes before their high school routes. One issue is that some high schoolers are babysitters for their younger siblings in elementary schools. If the schools switch times, elementary schools will get out before high schools. Therefore, after-school child care will have to be offered for children who need it. Although, many elementary schools already offer after-school care, so children aren't left home alone. Since the schools switch times, high schoolers will get out of school much later than normal. This would mean that all extracurriculars after school times would have to be managed to fit a high school student's new schedule, so that the students can still get home at a decent time. Teens already stay up late because of their biological clocks, so going to bed later is already natural. But since they are given extra time to sleep in the morning because of a later start time, they will be more attentive at school. Switching the start times for high school and elementary schools is the best solution available. This shift doesn't require a budget change, it keeps the effect on families to a minimum, and it meets our end goal. We can keep our teens happy and well-rested while at the same time improving our education system. All of these benefits can be reached by simply switching the school start times.
Created using PowToon.